Before we get into the back trading of the squeeze play, let's talk about the target component here. You know, the target is a really important component of our plan. Unfortunately, with the squeeze play, it's not always that obvious. So how do we deal with it? Well, often with the squeeze, you don't know exactly where the target is. There's a couple things we can do. We can estimate based on support and resistance. So what you do is you look back, even though we tend to kind of leave line drawing out of the Bollinger system, you can look back and look for your previous support level, previous resistance levels. Those become probable targets moving forward. You could bring in another discipline, such as your Fibonacci trades or whatever, and add some additional structure to give yourself some targets, but it's kind of somewhat defeating of the way that the Bollinger system is. So the best thing to do is to go with the trade almost blindly. And I hate to do that. I'm like, you know, I always slap myself when I think that. But when you see the squeeze play, there's a certain part of you that just has to have faith that there's going to be a lot of explosive moves here. If there's an obvious resistance coming up, you think about that as a target. If there's an obvious gap or something in the way there, you can think about that as a target. But otherwise, what you're really watching for is you're watching for the candlestick reversal signal. Watching for the candlestick reversal, that is going to be your key to getting out of the trades. And of course, don't be afraid to stop out. I am going to trust you that you're getting into these trades with a stop. Now, I suggest for simplicity purpose that you use something like the parabolic stop. That's going to give you a very good place to set an adjusting stop that will trail along with you. You're going to have to adjust it every day unless you've got a trading program that will track and adjust for you the parabolic, but it still gives you a really good place to set your stop, and you're not sitting there second guessing. But if you don't want to trust the parabolic, I'm going to have to trust you that you're going to use a stop, and you can't be afraid to stop out of the trade, because very often this is what's going to happen to you. But more often than not, if you do the squeeze play breakout, you'll get out when you start to see the exit reversal candlestick signals, and you'll just trust your stop. More often than not, over time, this will be a profitable trading system for you. So what I want to do now as we get into the next videos, I want to start doing some back trading. We're going to go actually look at some squeeze plays. We'll look at breakouts that worked well. We'll look at false head fake breakouts, and we'll talk about setting the stops and all the setups here in the next video.